my name is Naya Rappaport, also known as Nayita. I am here to explain and give you a mini tutorial, little workshop on breaking down Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana, and upward facing dog, Urdhva mukha shvanasana. But before I do that, I have a question of the day, and it was submitted via Instagram. And taking out my phone, here's the question. Went out of my photos, okay. It is submitted by Roxay. How do you build strength as a beginner on your yoga journey? And what's a reasonable timeline to expect progress in your ability to perform difficult poses in your practice? Thank you for the question. How do you build strength as a beginner? I really think foundation is key. So when you are practicing at home or at a yoga studio, listen to the instructor, the teacher, and do all poses, even the boring ones that you think, well, what is this gonna do, that have, no benefits or whatever in your mind. Again, come with an open mind and practice them with intention, and know that everything does have a purpose and everything does have a sequence. And in order to get there, just again, building foundation blocks. It's almost like Legos. You start from the bottom, build a solid base, and then you could go up, and practice is key. With that being said, what's a reasonable timeline to expect progress in your ability to perform difficult poses? Let go of any expectations. I know, if you're a person like me, I love instant gratification, and I just wanted to jump into the difficult poses as soon as I started my yoga practice. And this can only lead to injury and misery for the long term. So again, just practicing your foundation, getting the solid base in order to build your solid house and your beautiful yoga practice. The more you practice, the stronger you'll get. And it doesn't become easier, you just become stronger, like that awesome quote, right? So thank you very much for asking me that question, and I hope it answered some points here. With that being said, hiding my phone, let's get back to breaking down Cobra Pose and upward facing dog. Let's start with some prep poses. I'm guessing you're not warmed up, and I'm going to give you two poses that I really like, and it's perfect for lubricating the spine and warming up in order to perform Cobra and upward facing dog. So starting in tabletop, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, two fists in between the knees, so it's hips distance apart. Do a few cat and cows here. I'm going to demo quickly. You could pause the video and take your time doing these, okay? So as you inhale, you're gonna look up, navel towards the mat, and as you exhale, you round and curl like a mad cat, right? As you inhale, look up, broaden the shoulders, and as you exhale, round and curl. Try to exaggerate your movements. Do this at your own pace, your own time. Again, pause the video and do as many as you want, lubricating the spine and warming it up. Prep pose number 2, Sphinx. In order to get to Sphinx, we're gonna do a forearm plank. So knowing the stance in your forearm plank, start in table, forearms on the ground, and hold on to your elbows. Once you have them, extend the right arm, wrists in line with the elbow, and the left arm. Extend both legs back and slowly release the hips down to the ground. Uncurl the toes, and let's start with the legs. What is happening there? So the tops of my feet are rooted into the ground. I'm pressing my toes into the mat, or in this case, this shrubbery. And my my legs are engaged. The knees are off the ground. Now my hip bones are pressing into the mat, and elbows, I have distributed weight throughout my forearms, my fingertips, and palms. I'm engaging my back already, and my glutes are engaged, but I'm not squeezing them to death. So see if you can relax here, take a few deep breaths, and Sphinx is the perfect prep pose. And then once you're done here, just relax, staying on your belly, forehead on the ground. I'm going to talk this way so you can see my face. So for Cobra Pose, foundation on how to get in, big toes touch, and I want you to engage the inner thigh muscles to squeeze the legs together And once you do, the toes are rooted on the ground, right? You're pressing into the tops of the feet. Engage your legs, kneecaps up. Your quads are hugging your femur bone here. And now what's going to happen with the hands? The fingertips are in line with the nipple line. So they're hugging your torso, your chest. They're framing your chest, excuse me. Elbows in. And as you inhale, slowly use your back muscles to lift the shoulders off the ground and then your head. Take a few deep breaths here. And as you exhale, slowly lower down. So this is a great and safe back bend, and it's a great way to build strength for the back, your back muscles, the latissimus dorsi, and everything that's going on here. It's great for back bends. So with that being said, that's your Cobra Pose. Do as many as you would like. I'll do one more here and I'll offer some variations and amplifications. So as you inhale, bring the shoulders up and look up. Head is up. Your back muscles are engaged, and again, my glutes are working, but again, I'm not squeezing super tight because I want my feet, the tops of my feet, to be grounded here. Deep breaths in and out through the nose, and then maybe I come to the fingertips, or my palms hover above the ground. An option to interlace the fingers behind you and bring the chest a little bit more up. Breathing here, engaging your Ujjayi breath, your victorious breath. And as you exhale, slowly release. And maybe open the feet wide, wiggle your tail to release the lower back. So that's your Cobra Pose. Upward facing dog. I don't know why it came up, I'm just cleaning my mat. Upward facing dog is working some of the same muscles, same group of muscles as Cobra, but it's a little bit more of an intense back bend. And notice that in back bends, you're opening the front side of the body. So when I was doing my Cobra, I was stretching my pectoral muscles, my chest was broadened, and my collarbone was open. So you're really expanding and opening your heart here. And let's get into upward facing dog. So transition here, I'm gonna start from my belly. So I'm laying down on my mat. This time my feet are going to be hips distance apart. My hands are framing my chest. So again, fingertips in line with the nipple line or around that area. And this time as I inhale, I'm going to curl the toes, straighten my legs. So notice how the knees are off the ground already and even the thighs. And I'm going to straighten my arms, uncurling the toes and coming onto the tops of the feet. Deep breaths here. My legs are hovering above the ground. I'm using my back muscles to keep my shoulders over the wrists, my belly in between the forearms. Deep breaths here. Extend the legs a little bit more, so I'm really engaging my quads. And then as you exhale, maybe curl the toes and come into down dog. Soft down dog. And you could try that again. A different transition, which would be the more traditional version, would be to come into high plank, chaturanga dandasana, and as you inhale, come into your upward facing dog. Legs hovering above the ground, big smile, continue to breathe, and that's it. That's your upward facing dog. Urdhva mukha shvanasana. Thank you for checking this video out. I'm very excited to be doing these little mini tutorials, workshops, and breaking down these poses. With that being said, follow me on Instagram at naidavp.com, naidavp.com, and subscribe if you would like to. Thank you and namaste.